Hey, good evening. Just wanted to pop in live here and share. We're getting ready for our first big live art show, and I thought I'd share with you the process of what it takes and what we do to create our fine art prints. So it's not just click and print. There's a lot of behind the scenes. Oftentimes Dawn does her amazing magic retouching work to really bring out the best in the capture of the photograph that we have. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview here. We're going to send this to the large format printer, and if you guys are really interested and you like this photograph and you leave comments that you like it and you want to see it, I'll add this one in to the live print auction on Wednesday. And you'll be able to see that live print auction right here at Bob and Dawn Davis on Facebook. And if you want to see a preview what's available during the live art show, go to store.bobanddawndavis.com. All right, so let's flip this camera around and then you guys will be able to see the workflow. So here we go. I recently went on a bear safari up in the North Woods, and we're going to be doing this again in June, and I will post details of if you want to join us on these workshops on the store as well. So we have this beautiful big cinnamon bear, just like a teddy bear looking guy. Reminds me, in fact, of my mother's teddy bear that she had when she was young. It's a cinnamon teddy bear, dig that. And when I saw this bear, it brought back all these childhood memories. See this big lumbering bear come right out of the sunset light of the forest, and he's scavenging for food. This was in June, so they're just kind of becoming very active from their hibernation up in the North Woods. So this photograph's already been chosen, selected, edited, and done, and we're going to send this to our large format printer, and I'm going to print it 24 by 32 inches. So it's all set to go. Going to hit print. And this is going to transfer to our large format printer down in the lighting lab. And while it's doing that, I'll just kind of go through the overview of here's all these different bear photographs. Spent 2 days with black bears in the North Woods, and we made a selection of 1,200 images out of about 6,000 that I took. So these amazing moments. It's so magical to walk with bears in their environment, or to walk with any animal in nature. We love going on safari in Africa, Dawn and I. It's just so magical. So let me pop over here. It's still sending it to the printer, and we'll go downstairs. So join me and I'll take you down to where the magic happens in the lighting lab. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to pop them in the feed and we'll get to those. All right, so here we go. I'll take you down there. Here's some of the photographs that are going to be available during the print auction. These are the actual images. They're all going to be signed. So these were all printed by me. Some from the archive that have never been before been printed or seen. So we have quite a variety of photographs, and man, there's a story behind each one of them. So that's some of our tools of mass creation. And here are a couple of large prints that we have hanging up from a recent safari. Hey Evelyn, how are you? Good to see you on here. This was a lion. He's kind of licking his chops. I thought when he looked right at me through the lens, I felt like I was a pork chop. And here's a cheetah. Cheetahs are so much fun to watch. They're like big house kitty cats, only much faster and always hungry, looking for something to eat. So come on down with me into the lighting lab, and I'll show you our large format printer. So here's an example of our whole family large format print that we printed here at home, and then we framed it. You know, for me, it's not a photograph until it's printed. So it's a nice panoramic one, 24 by 48. And down here is the lair of the lighting lab. And this is our large format printer, so our production printer for anything large that we want. And remember guys, we're available for commission, for portraits, anything you need, any type of your photography needs. There isn't much I haven't photographed. Here's some of the images we photographed and printed for the wall. This is the Picasso in the Daly Center, kind of a different, unique view. Here's a portrait that I did years ago of Muhammad Ali, and he even signed it. I sent him a photograph and he signed it and sent it back to me. So this was in 1996. I did a few portraits of Annie Leibovitz and sent her the print, and she enjoyed it so much that she signed one of her prints and sent it to me. You know, and then going on around, did a lot of sports. This is the very famous hand change. Michael Jordan is going up for a layup against the Lakers, and as he was coming down, he changed hands and still made the shot. And at one point, when Michael Jordan had his restaurant here in Chicago, Michael Jordan's, we did all the photographs for the menu. So we've been blessed to have a great career. All right, here's this print coming out of the cinnamon bear, right? It's coming out 24 inches wide. That's in the hopper, so to speak. It's cooking. So let me turn this thing around, get it up on the stand. That way I could be hands-free. Hey, Rosalind, how's it going? Got a big day coming up. We got to get together. Plan of action. Looking forward to that. That's going to be a beautiful wedding in December. So yeah, here's our production printer, Canon wide format printer. Here's old school cameras, right? No motor drive, completely mechanical. These were my first professional cameras. Film cameras, so small, right? These were the two bodies. They've photographed President Reagan. They photographed everything up until we went digital in, what was that, 2001, we went fully digital. So these were my workhorse cameras, Canon F1s. They're so tough and iron, you could probably drive nails with them. But here's what we're working with now, right? This is kind of the beast that I would use when you're photographing eagles, birds in flight. In fact, even photographing the bears. When I was with them, you know, we don't want to be bothering them up in their environment. So what you do is you go on the perimeter of the forest and you allow them to come in, and you're in the trees, so to speak, yourself, and you're just down low or sometimes up high, because if you are down too low, then they think you're submissive and they're curious and they're going to come over and want to wrestle with you. So you don't want that. So standing is a good option. And most of the time, I don't use a tripod with apex predators. I'll handhold this. So this is a 600 millimeter lens. So we could be a football field away and respect the animals and not get in their space so that they don't feel intimidated or need to charge. We've been doing wildlife for years now. It's kind of like my zen and my passion outside of events and portraits. It's just so relaxing. But never at all do you want to put yourself or the animal at risk or in danger. So let's see. Mrs. Davis, I love you. You should join me. You want to pop on? So who else we got on here? Ron, hello. Thanks for joining. Michelle Decker. Scott, welcome. Welcome. All right. So this print is just about done. So I'm going to flip the camera around so you can see it coming out of the printer. And again, I'm thinking of adding this as a last-minute addition to the fine art print auction of prints that I print myself. So I'm going to put these gloves on because when they come out, the ink isn't fully set. We kind of got to let it air dry a little bit. So I don't want to get any smudges or fingerprints or anything else on it. So this big, beautiful male cinnamon bear, and bears go through phases. They'll be black, they could be blonde, they could be cinnamon, but this particular species are all black bears, and they go through different phases. And up in the northern woods of Minnesota, up by the Boundary Waters, they have a rather large population of bears that remain in the cinnamon phase for life. So this, as I said, big male guy came lumbering out of the woods, just so magnificent, and the light was setting behind him, and it's just like, magic, right? So this was taken at a safe, proper distance. In fact, he's eyeballing a female that was walking in the area, and the female was an estrus. It's springtime, so it's about mating. So very cool. Like I said, we're going to be having another bear safari coming up in June, and I will post that information on our Art Storefront website. So that is store.bobanddawndavis.com. Again, store.bobanddawndavis.com. So as soon as this comes out, I'll bring it up here on top and we'll give a good overview of it. Beautiful, beautiful bear. Oh, he's so gorgeous. Like I said, it reminds me totally of the cinnamon teddy bear that was my mother's. For me, I know I said this before and I'll say it again, it's not a photograph until it's printed. You want to get those digital files off your camera and make them prints. So let's whip this bad boy over so you guys can have a closer up look. And let me know in the comments, what would you like to see? More nature, city? I mean, there isn't much I haven't photographed. Look at this guy. Don't you just want to go up and give him a big bear hug? You wouldn't dare though. So that's it. That's our process. This is our big format printer. It allows us to print 24 inches wide by any length. So it's outstanding quality. All right, folks, I'm going to set this down here and just, sorry for the jiggity. But in review, this is our fine art print. And once again, please join us for the live print auction on Wednesday on this Facebook channel, Bob and Dawn Davis, Wednesday, November 3rd at 4 p.m. Thanks a lot. Have a great evening.